Hold on, I'm having a hard time connecting to the internet.
You're all good.
I have to move. There we go. Be in the chat. Because I'm pretty sure as soon as I move back, it's going to kick me off. Okay, the link has been set.
Ooh.
And then YouTube stopped working. I'm just gonna imagine in my brain all of our adoring fans coming in and saying wonderful things. What did I hear that was interesting recently from Bonri Oda? Oh, I shared something because Oda-san answered some fan questions recently.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was a fan asking about coffee biscuits. Because there's a guild leave about coffee biscuits. And they asked Oda if the coffee biscuits Reen and Gaia like to eat so much were baked by the Warrior of Light. And so he is, he's made it canon now that if you turned in the leave quest one time, Hanji Fei, the owner of the second serving, sticks her nose in the batch of biscuits you delivered and takes a deep breath, and that's it. So that's where you're canon, and she sniffs the coffee biscuits, and then that's all that happens. If you do the guild leave 10 times, once again, Hanji Fei buries her face in the mound of biscuits you delivered and takes another deep breath, and nothing happens. But if you have done the guild leave 100 times, congratulations, your coffee biscuits have finally reached the storefront. Reen, Gaia, and even Y'shtola have enjoyed them. So there you go. You have your Warrior of Light canon. If you make 100 coffee biscuits for the guild leave, or you turn it in 100 times, is canon that Reen and Gaia like to eat your coffee biscuits.
Can you believe how many people are probably doing that leave right now?
Like, I gotta do it for Reen and Gaia and Y'shtola.
I gotta get in there.
Oh, and then he went on to say, now, if you're the type of person who bought coffee biscuits at the second serving to complete the guild leave, then Hanji Fei has made a small fortune from the margin and has also used it to buy even more sweets for herself. What a way to dynamize the city's economy. And I'm like, that's probably more Ziya's canon, because you know how how I'm a fraud in Ishgard? They're like, wow, Ziyaya, you did leatherworking and armory, and you did all this sword making too? Like, how did you do it? And it's like, I did not go to the market board and buy all of the guild leave things and turn them in. It's like, Ziyaya didn't create a single one of those products, she just bought everything with money and turned it in. And now they're like, Ziyaya is such a master crafter in Ishgard. I'm like, Ziyaya is a fraud. She scammed every one of you. The only legit thing that is part of her canon now is that she has made so many soaps for Ishgard that she won with a silver medal for the firmament. So I legitimately craft all those soaps, so now she only has made legitimately in Ishgard probably thousands of soaps. All because I wanted the Firmament title. There we go.
That's beautiful.
So that's how we're gonna start off this, with coffee biscuits.
We have to start on. We gotta start on a light note because it's gonna get dark.
Yeah, that's been my update for this week on Final Fantasy XIV lore.
Coffee biscuits.
I like to believe if your Warrior of Light has turned in so many like Gil Leaves or Rowena like turn-ins that they gotta be on the markets right now. They probably oversaturated the markets. I remember when I was making Rollin' Berry cheese and I probably turned in like 500 of that. And now Ishgard has way too much Rollin' Berry cheese. So Yaya could start up a little boutique shop full of cheese and soap. And you gotta guess which is which because she'll both make them into
look
chunks.
the same.
There'll be chunks of squares and she doesn't label them. So like, is this cheese
or like they're
soap?
like signed, they're labeled wrong, so the soap is cheese and the cheese is soap.
Yeah, that's Ishgard. Somebody goes home and like starts to lather themselves up with this block of cheese.
Oh god.
Meanwhile,
no wonder Estinian's always dirty. He's always smelling like cheese.
He bought the cheese. It got the smelly cheese. Somebody else is at their dining room table serving up their specially made cheese, and everybody starts to bite into it. It's awfully soapy.
Alright, well.
Minfilia, do you want some soap or cheese?
Soap? She's like, I'll take both.
The mystery soap.
The mystery soap. She's like, I need it for the bubble layer.
Yeah, the Scions regularly take bubble baths, so...
Oh, but yeah, we have made it all the way through Realm Reborn, and now we are at the final patch for Realm Reborn, known as Before the Fall. And that doesn't tell you what's going to be happening around the corner. Well, let's see what happens.
If somebody stands up on a chair and they fall.
Before the fall of Rianje.
Before the fall...
Before the fall of the soap. Oh, wait a minute.
Don't pick up that soap.
I actually, when I said that, I completely forgot what that could actually mean. Oh, Minfilia. Let's see. Good intentions. Apparently Largs has no good intentions. Minfilia is considering which of her many responsibilities demands her utmost attention. The cheese or the soap?
Yeah.
I am most eager to address the Asian threat, and this labeling of the soap and the cheese. However, we dare not neglect our other pressing concerns. I'll have to put these down. I'm not going to look at them right now, and then I'll get back to that.
And like, do you think the Scions would be like, okay, we're going to treat this like that one show where they all bite into something thinking it could be chocolate. They have to find the chocolate item in the room, and they're like, okay, is it soap or cheese? And they just bite into it.
They're like, I can't tell the difference.
This is why we don't let Thancred do the test.
We both know full well that Saint Shiva will not be the last primal we face, and our relationship with Ishgard is still tenuous at best.
That ain't our fault. It's Ishgard.
Ishgard is Ishgard's fault. To think that the resolution of the primal threat was once the sole priority of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Some days I wonder if it was wise for us to take on so many other responsibilities. I blame Alf, you know.
I blame him too.
Speaking.
Ah! He's like, I heard you were talking about me.
I heard a hoe from Slytherin said something.
Lest you forget, antecedent, I am here to steal your job. The Scions need not shoulder the burden alone. Were not the Crystal Braves established for this very reason? Just to take over everything? True, we are presented with a multitude of problems. However, we have all the resources we need to address them in turn. I have everything under control, so you just sit there, Manvilia, and look pretty. Zuyaya, and Larks in particular, is an ever-steadying hand who I will trust to continue to support the Braves.
To what do we owe the pleasure? Have there been further developments regarding the situation in Ul'dah?
It's still a shithole, yes. As expected, the Immortal Flames have been struggling to cope with the revelation that their highest-ranking officer was a Garlean agent. I mean, you'd think they would have saw this, like, in 1.0 or something, but they didn't. Suffice it to say, Teleji Adeleji and his monitorous ilk have wasted no time in attempting to turn the situation to their advantage. Coupled with ongoing unrest, the Flames are finding themselves hard-pressed. Plainly, General Raubon needs our help, and I will direct the Crystal Braves to offer what support they can. If I am to stay abreast of the latest developments and issue effective orders, however, I cannot afford to waste time traveling back and forth. I got hot girl shit to do. And so, for the foreseeable future, I think it would be best if I were to remain in Ul'dah. You know, the place I told you to not have your headquarters around from the very beginning, Manvilia.
Right? It kind of sounds like maybe Manvilia was a little right.
No, I, Alfino, am always right, so don't question me. Do you have any objections? This is an ace attorney, after all.
Oh, please go now. Like, you can pack your bags now. I have none whatsoever. We have matters here well in hand. We're still trying to figure out the cheese or the soap that Zia labeled incorrectly, but we're getting there. We're making developments.
I've not heard about this cheese. Oh. Anyways, Mimbrida's research is proceeding as planned.
So she tells me, though I am not familiar with the details. Urianger is poring over his tomes at the Waking Sands, most likely playing Duel Links, and the others are contributing in their own ways. Most of them are having bubble baths or passed out drunk.
Typical Silence.
Alas.
Alvina's like, this is why I have to take over, Manvilia.
she's like, I have to babysit everyone, and you most of all.
I am 16 years old. That is enough to be an adult. Okay.
Here's your juice box, Alfino.
I have a degree.
Juice box. Yes, this degree that we put on the fridge for you.
He's like, well, if it's Roland Berry flavor, I suppose.
Alas, the key problem, how to form an ethereal blade at will, remains unsolved. Nevertheless, it is only a matter of time. Larks and Zuya, while we focus on that task, mayhap you could assist Alfino and his Braves with theirs. It would do much to restore faith in the Immortal Flames, if the Warriors of Light were seen working on their behalf. Never forget that your esteemed status allows you to act in ways that those more tightly bound to organizations and nations cannot. As ever, I implore you to do so.
So do we have a piece of paper that says, like, I do what I want? Because Yaya wants to use that.
That's how she turns off the link pearl.
I like that we haven't even answered. He's like, not that your response was ever in doubt, but I humbly thank you once more for aiding our cause. I have already volunteered you for doing this job, so thank you for saying yes. Now then, There are preparations I must attend to before my departure, such as receiving Riol's latest report. He's proven to be quite skilled at gathering information others wish kept secret, hence why I placed him under my direct command and ordered him to investigate the Uldalan riots. When you are finished here, join me outside. Depending on what he has to say, I may soon have a favor to ask. I'm already asking for it in advance.
If there are any developments on our front, I shall inform you at once in the usual fashion.
It's just a text that says, bitch.
Call me and beat me if you want to reach me. Minfilia possible. You have anything else to say? While we focus on resolving the Ascian threat, pray, be a babysitter to Alfino and the Crystal Braves. Okay.
Isn't that... It's like every episode here. It's like, be babysitter for Alfino.
And feels like, I believe Alfino, but I don't believe in Alfino.
But it's also Alfino just going like, Warrior of Light, you'll do this for me? Of course you will. I don't even need to ask. Come on, let's go. And it's like, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, people did move. Okay.
They did. Is Sacred still drunk? No.
Looks like he's sitting up right now.
He's sobered up. Looks like Ida's giving him a talking to.
Little sister giving big bro a talk. Alright, well, we'll talk with the worst. Let's talk to Tataru.
Hello, Zuyaya! And Larks, I see your kneecaps. Are you sleeping well? You must be absolutely exhausted from saving the realm on a daily basis. And babysitting Alfino on top of that.
Yeah. Speaking of Alfino, let's walk past him. Oh, I mean...
Hold on, she's choking on an olive. Excuse me, I was having a dry martini. Ever since Moon Brita arrived, the Rising Stones have been buzzing with excited energy. I must admit, her enthusiasm is rather contagious. I'm going back to my martini now.
Oh, and her bar table thingy came out of nowhere. Okay. Hagiri. I think you were Hagiri, right?
I can't remember, to be honest. There's so many donuts.
One of these days, we're gonna write this down.
Alright, I think you're Yozan, right? And also you're the dudes. I am unfamiliar with the dishes of this lands to the north. Perhaps once Moon Brita has concluded her current research, she might deign to share with me her culinary knowledge. I'm going back to counting these bottles. There's a lot of bottle counting going on at this area.
I feel like every time we go to the bar, they're always doing that.
They're always counting. They're over by the crates counting. There's just a lot of counting going on.
So much counting. Alright, Poplio. Moon Brita has charged us with acquiring some rather esoteric manuscripts, but I'm afraid the task is proving to be nigh impossible. I can't read.
Poplio, aren't you the smartest one?
I'm a black mage, not a miracle worker.
He's only a thaumaturge. He didn't sell his
that's right.
thing.
I'm a level 1 thaumaturge, not a black mage.
Thaumaturge. Okay, just because he's not a black mage doesn't mean he's not a level 1. He's only a level 1.
I'm just a level 28 carpet stain. Not a miracle worker.
Alright, we do what you're still now.
Yes, Tola.
When the city of learning was abandoned, a great many tomes were scattered and lost. How smoothly our research might have proceeded were we able to peruse the archives of yesteryear. Okay. I'm gonna be over here sitting here thinking about it being upset. And then I might take a bubble bath.
Alright, Thinker, let's see. When one is in need of precious commodities, it helps to have friends in the right places. Fortunately, I'm well acquainted with the charming daughter of a successful Uldan import merchant.
You seem to know a lot of ladies.
Alright, Eva.
We needed a rare ore to modify the white auracite. And Thancred solved the problem using only his link pearl. I mean, it's great and everything, but where's the fun in that? I wanted to kick something.
Oh, Moon Burrito. Well, these two have been telling me stories about the corrupted crystal formations that appeared following the calamity. I'll need more data before I can draw a conclusion, but I'm intrigued by the potential of their untapped energies. I like a naughty crystal. Alright, Hori. We were but stripling adventures. That night we saw fire rain from the sky, and a pillar of light scorched the heavens. What a sight that was, eh, Coltonet?
You guys talking about how you met? Jeez. Hori and I were in eastern Thanalan when the colossal shards of Dalamud pierced the ground. We stood witness to the subsequent explosions of ether, and watched dumbfounded as the swirling energy solidified into those twisted crystal structures that we now know so well.
Oh, okay.
Then we made out because it was so exhilarating.
They made out as, like, the explosion went around them.
They looked at each other.
They're
like,
just kissing. They're just like, answers! Answers!
The world is ending. I wouldn't rather spend it with anyone else right now.
And then they realize they lived through it, and they're like, we'll never talk about this to anyone.
And this is why we are married now.
Oh, Alfino. Okay, we'll go with you now.
Is everything in order? Are you ready to attend us? Attend
me.
Attend us. Ooh, what are we, your little servants?
Alright,
Alfino, your spoiled rich brat is showing. Pleasure as always, V.I. and Lark Shallow. You'll be escorting the commander to Ul'dah, I take it.
Sadly.
Actually, I had another task in mind for them. Would you also take a bite of this cheese? I'm not sure if it's cheese. So, if you would be so kind as to repeat your report for us. Report your report.
Report your report.
Report now. Right then. Me and mine have been making inquiries into the source of weapons that found their ways into refugee hands a ways back. So it happens we caught wind of something promising. A rather large purchase with sharp and pointy things by a black marketeer holed up near Highbridge. I doubt that this man would have secured such a quantity of weapons if he did not already have clients waiting. Clients that, for whatever reason, would prefer for this transaction to remain silent. Brings to mind the merchant we caught an arrow while talking to Zai and Larks, didn't know it. Generous fellow he was, doling out swords and spears to the downtrodden and disgruntled. Which isn't to say these clients have the same mischief in mind, but if you want to be sure, it might be prudent to intervene before they collect their goods. Savvy? Seizing the weapons before they fall into the wrong hands would be for the best. However, if we strike at the appointed hour, we might capture the black marketeer as well as his clients. What say you?
Okay.
It's always this nod. Then it is settled. Rendezvous with Captain Ilbert at Highbridge and intervene when the exchange takes place. Now then, if you will excuse me, I must leave for Ul'dah. I expect good tidings. I don't think this is cheese. Alright. Alright, and while we teleport there, give me a moment to collect something.
Yeah. To Eastern Thanalan, where we always go.
Okay, thank you for waiting.
Oh, good.
Zia ordered some soup and bread, and it didn't come in until now, so I want you to imagine her, gnawing on a piece of baguette as we do this.
I just realized Larksine is in the same color as the Crystal Blaze right now. It's like everyone is blue.
This guy's like,
purple!
purple! We should have wore purple. Alright, Ilbert, if that is your real name.
It's probably Ill Bear.
Ah, Ziaya and Larks. My scouts have been keeping a close eye on the Black Marketeer, and it would seem his guests have arrived. It would also seem that he has hired more than a few to stand guard, common thugs of no consequence, and they nevertheless pose a threat. Even so, I feel compelled to apologize. This is far beneath a woman and man of your standing, and Commander Levier needn't have dispatched you hither. I do not know why he keeps asking you to do things. But powerful men ever have need of loyal, able-bodied friends. Oh, having found one in you, 'tis only natural that he would come to rely upon you without hesitation. Here is some thanks.
Ba-da!
Yeah, it's like, this is why I hate doing favors for Alf, you know.
Ah, bait and switch. Ilbert is eager to bring the Black Marketeer and his clients to justice.
Justice!
If only Anders was here.
Now then, we should make for the burning wall without delay and secure those weapons. You do know where that is. It's the big, giant, glowy thing.
Where Cultinet and Ori Boulder apparently made out at.
He's like, wait, Cultinet, Hoary Boulder made out at the burning wall? I gotta make sure this
I gotta
gossip
tell the
hits
other
the
Braves.
It's now a whole thing. The first unit will ensure that the clients do not escape. With me, both of you. I'm going to run this way and this guy's gonna salute. And then he's going to run.
And then he blew up.
Oh. I've been so hungry. Got this soup. Hello, Kazakh. I need to do a special video on just you one day.
Bird.
I spy the one man, but there are sure to be others. I have a plan. While you approach the sentry and create a distraction, my men and I will slip past and catch the Black Marketeer unawares. Once you've disposed of the thugs, wait for us outside the tunnel entrance. Any questions? Then let us be off. Good luck, my friends. So, the plan is just go down there and hit people.
Basically.
I like that we can talk to him first, like...
It's what we do best. We talk, we don't hide.
Oh, who goes there? An adventurer? Damn fool! You should never come here!
I like how
There's
he was.
More of us now.
I like how he was dying as he was angry talking to us.
I almost thought that was you at first, and I was like, oh.
That was funny.
Got another fellow adventurer here doing the story. Honestly though, it makes me happy because it reminds me of like day one patch content where everybody's doing it, and it's like you come across that every single time. It's like, you're doing it, I'm doing it, there's so many enemies now, 5 other people are doing it, so now they added more.
That guy is angry, but that's okay, he's dying over there.
Supposed to go to where this fate is. Oh, it's the Quartz Goblin fate. My favorite. Remember yokai farming here?
No.
It's the time. It's one of my favorite memories. Now we're going to wait here. A cutscene.
Ilbert stated me up. Well, I don't understand. What's this all about, Mickey? Oh. Well, that hurt.
Goofy, this isn't the Final Fantasy crossover you need to be in. There's another game that has Final Fantasy in it that you need to be in.
Oh, well, okay, well, Mickey killed Goofy.
Well, he's like, he ran into my knife. He ran into my knife.
He ran into my Zeta flare.
As you can see, this is a fine mess. I did not kill this man, I swear. Now we'll never know the end to Kingdom Hearts because we killed Goofy, so...
He knew too much.
Mm-hmm. When I tried to restrain him, he drew a hidden blade and lashed out. But before I could disarm him, one of my subordinates panicked, and this is the result. I don't know where that subordinate is. He ran off. How foolish of me to underestimate the bastard. And to bring an inexperienced recruit too. My bad! Commander Levier. Commander Levier will be most disappointed.
I bring dishonor to a 16-year-old.
Damn it all. A golden opportunity wasted. If only the Crystal Brace were a little bit more competent.
They weren't a bunch of hired goons and shit.
Just people we just randomly said, hey, you want to join off the street?
The city states were like, our jail cells are getting kind of overbooked. You want to take some of these?
Yeah.
They're like, I'll take all of them.
As for the clients, though we know not how, they slip past our perimeter. Wow, this is going swimmingly, Ilbert.
This seems sketch.
At present, the first is currently tracking a party of Duskrite sellswords we suspect may be them. Wow, just because they're Duskrite?
Wow.
you're gonna judge them on the, just their complexion and the fact that they're Duskrite? Jeez. What that we could have enlisted the aid of the Immortal Flames or the Brass Blades. Because the Brass Blades are upstanding fellows.
Oh yeah, because, you can always trust a Brass Blade.
Mm-hmm. Maybe the Immortal Flames, but lately, I don't think you can trust the Immortal Flames either.
Mm-mm.
Alas, we're here to aid them. They're in no position to aid us. Well, at the very least, we have secured the weapons. Yet, even that accomplishment is lacking. For the information we received indicated a massive shipment, and this is anything but. Well, anyways, here's some thanks.
Save Goofy. She's like, avenge Goofy. He did have it coming. Best laid schemes. Ilbert were like, nothing more than have this incident forgotten. I bet he does, because this doesn't seem sketchy at all.
Isn't it just absolutely just a coincidence that we don't know who this subordinate of his is and they're gone and it's just him and this dead body? I will join the first in the hunt for the Duskrite sellswords because Duskrites are all thieving bastards, am I right? Haha. If the gods... So yeah, he's like, I may be racist, but not that racist. If the gods are good, we will catch them before they escape into the Black Shroud. In the meantime, I ask that you deliver these weapons to Ul'dah in my stead. Entrust them to the third's Yu Hase. He's also really reliable. He will take care of the rest.
At this point, Yu Hase better be the more reliable one, because I don't trust any of y'all anymore.
Isn't Yu Hase the one that was, out in the snow going, I'm hungry, I want to get paid?
Yeah, basically.
He did so well in Snowcloak. We just gotta go, straight to Ul'dah. Oh, already teleported.
the
See,
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Zuya is just ready to just fly off. She's like, I'm outie.
Zuya's ready to fly off on the very first episode.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I could do it. I could just get on my chocobo, and I could just go. She's like a cat where it's like, you know, they're laying on their owner, and they're like, you know, I can just bring out my claws out right now. They're like, nah, I still need you. I still have use of you.
Yeah. Except you're not feeding Zuya, you're not giving her money anyways.
Yeah. Let's see, where...
She just keeps getting thanks.
Oh, wait a minute.
I think we need to go...
I think by the Sapphire Exchange?
Yeah. Back in my day, this Aetherite didn't exist. The Sapphire one.
In my day, we used husks of corn to travel to one place.
Yeah, the last time I did this quest with Zuya, this did not exist.
God, I was like, what, back 2015-ish?
Somewhere around there. I mean, let's see, yeah, it would be 2015 because Heaven's Sword was about to be released. These are the patches leading up to it.
Oh boy. I can't believe how many time has went by since then.
Yeah, I believe the trailer had dropped by this time, and oh my gosh, like, seeing the Heaven's Sword trailer, everybody got so hyped. I mean, every time they drop a trailer for any of the new expansions, everybody gets hyped.
Oh, look at this Powerpuff team. Elaine, Yu Hase, and Wilrid. Oh my gosh.
We got, how old is he? 17-year-old kid. Yu Hase, whose stomach is grumbling, and
who's at least
Elaine,
9 years old. Elaine, who takes care of her dad.
Elaine's probably the most competent because she actually has adventuring experience, and she's got a mature mind.
This is true. What, Wilrid?
Was I Wilrid?
I was Wilrid.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'm Yu Hase and Elaine, I believe.
Yeah. This is the Zuya talks every single character episode.
It's gonna happen. Can't wait till we get Sin and Nero back on the screen again.
Oh,
I've talked to myself for like half an hour.
Did you hear, guys? I received my first official assignment as a full-fledged member of the Crystal Braves. It just took till now. They told me I was incompetent.
That's very good, Wilrid. Oh! Zuyaya and Larks, this is a surprise! Resh wished for me to thank you for helping us rescue her from Castrum Sentry.
Oh, yeah.
How fortunate that we can meet again so soon.
Oh, I love it.
Wilrid's very proud of his new,
We're gonna play his new mission on the fridge back at the Crystal Braves.
Alright, Yuyase. Ah, the Warrior of Lights. Both of you. Ever reliable friends of the Crystal Braves. You have my deepest thanks for your assistance in Corythus. I was really hungry, and I wasn't there for half the time. Now, what brings you to us this day?
Maybe like a wooden box filled with contraband?
It's filled with contraband. Now, is this Ishgard contraband, or
Francel's contraband? Hachifon's contraband?
We all know that Francel and Hachifon's contraband is the same. Except Francel, I believe, keeps taking orders on Hachifon's behalf, and so everybody keeps thinking he orders dildos.
And they still don't believe him.
Guys, I'm celibate.
I don't believe you.
Still to this day. A gift of weapons from a certain black marketeer, courtesy of Captain Ilbert, you say? Huh, understood. Once we've categorized and cataloged the contents, I will have them delivered to the Hall of Flames, because that's what we just shove them off over there. This could not be everything, can it? Riol stated with confidence that there would be a far greater quantity of weapons. This is like 3 dildos and a machete.
And a butt plug.
A blatant falsehood. Clearly, Riol is unfamiliar with the ways of Uldal merchants. We know how to use dildos in a very lethal fashion.
Okay, Riol is part of the Company of Heroes. I'm pretty sure he knows what he's doing. Yu-Gi-Oh!
No. Sorry, Zia is still eating bread. As I said, Riol is unfamiliar with the ways of Ul'dah merchants. Whoever's tried to present themselves as greater than they are. They lied! Uldahans. Zia is like, I don't know if I can even refute that, because, yeah. We should be thankful that his informant was not completely erroneous, and that we managed to achieve anything of worth at all.
It's still something worth celebrating, isn't it, Lieutenant? Besides, we got more important things to worry about, like fighting those Garleans up north.
There'll be no fighting if I have anything to say anything about it. But why are we fighting Garleans all of a sudden? Our orders are to stand watch, not to seek glory in battle.
Fine, I'll summon Rhalgr on my own then.
We already had that quest, Wilred. You stop that. If you have no further need of us, then I shall take my unit to the cerulean processing plant, because reasons. Time for the fourth to earn their keep, huh? Fight well, Elaine, for the freedom of all. Have we gotten that saying down right now? Like, putting emphasis on the right thing?
For freedom all of?
Alright, well, Wilred's still practicing, so... Excellent work as always, my friends. Rest assured that the immortal flames will hear of your contribution. Until we meet again, I'm gonna just... Where'd the box go?
It said Yu Hase. Whoa! Hi, Riol.
Riol,
teleporting Riol.
He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I was off the mark on my teleportation magic.
Riol's like, I thought a hoe from Slytherin was making fun of me.
So yeah, and Lux. A word, if it please you. Not here, though. Look for me at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. You know, the thing you just teleported to. No need for whistling this time. Don't you worry. Riol's like, I smell a bitch.
And it's not this soap.
They said that my information was off. Do they not know that I am Riol, the motherfucking pirate?
Riol goes on Twitter. A thread.
He just got part 1 of 7.
Elaine, Yu Hase, Wilred like this.
Roll cutscene. Thanks for indulging me requests. Few places better than a market for privacy, even though everybody can hear what we say.
All the
hustle and bustle of commerce means most conversations go unnoticed. Nobody likes to hear us when they're trying to shop for their dildos and whatever. Anyways, I'll get to the point. At the Burning Wall, when you and the captain interrupted the exchange, what happened? I mean, seriously, Goofy was my favorite character, so tell me everything. Leave no detail out.
Goofy said, "Help!" and there was no help, and he stabbed him.
That's not quite how the first told it. They said that King Mickey came out of nowhere and stabbed him. And then they got really racist on me, because these Dusk Rights they were chasing, latest word is they lost the trail. But you never saw him yourself, huh? Not even King Mickey?
Nope.
Right.
I was passed out. He was trying to res me.
Not before the fighting started and not after. Something ain't right. I don't know what it is, but I can feel it in the bones. And I got those piratey bones. I'm not daft enough to be misled by some merchant's drunken boasts. Our information was reliable. God damn it. I know he purchased those weapons. As if I'd never deciphered a moneylender's books, or had to follow a transactions back to its source. Been doing this shit for a long time. Did plenty of that back when the Braves were getting started, believe me. The commander wanted assurances that we weren't taking gil from the wrong sort of benefactors. course, these days the money flows like water, and the first and third get the shiniest new toys. Forgive me, friends. I have a lot on my mind these days, and I appreciate you lending an ear. Right then, best get back to it. Gotta find this kid that has a key for a sword or some crap.
Oh.
Larks, can you hear me? This is Tataru. Make sure the guy is hearing this too. I know she's already like pretending that she can't hear, and we know like, you can hear.
She's mute. That doesn't mean her ears aren't.
We know you're not deaf. We just know you're mute. Your presence is urgently requested at the Rising Stones. Please come and see me as soon as you are able. I misplaced my juggling supplies.
I accidentally stabbed Thanker, and I don't know, do I leave it in or do I take it out?
Soup.
Mordona. Mordona! Mordona.
Mordona. Mordona.
Mordona. Airship. Wow, I can actually teleport into the Rising Stones.
I feel like we haven't had a longer wait time recently.
Yeah. Everyone's in Stormblood and Heavensward now.
Yeah, they've completed everything.
Alright, Tataru, what is it? What do you want? Can't you tell we were doing hot girl shit?
Look, I don't give a crap about that, so thank you for coming so quickly. We have a guest from Ishgard, who wishes to speak with you. A most, determined lady, by all indications.
Iceheart?
Iceheart! Yeah, that's her name. Oh.
The Rising Core. Oh.
That picture.
Well, Tataru seems eager, but we aren't.
We're in the middle of something kind of sus, Tataru. Our guest is with the antecedent, the solar at present. Let's not keep them waiting any longer, shall we? I think I've forgotten Tataru's voice. I think I had it at the beginning, and then I was like, I had to do Yu Hase, and I'm like, I don't know.
they're all squeaky to me.
No, I'm thinking about Mickey Mouse. She's starting to sound like Mickey Mouse.
Oh, it's Tacturn Night.
Tacturn Night.
Oh, I mean,
we
Lucia.
now know your name. Lucia.
Alright, Lucia, how are you?
Good of you to join us. We have much to discuss. I'm being very curt and formal because I am Ishgardian.
What up, Tataru?
This is no time for idle chatter. Stop talking to everybody in the room before you talk to the
I'm gonna talk to Moonbrita.
Like, we know you're just talking to everybody for the sake of talking to everybody.
At this point, it would be more unnerving if he spoke plainly. Oh, are you talking about Urianger?
Oh, is Urianger about to say some bullshit? I gotta prepare for this mentally.
Alright, Urianger.
Unexpected tidings from the north, borne by the Lord Commander II. What manner of wind bloweth this day?
That's not
you know, that
bad.
wasn't... I could follow that.
Moonbrita, we have dealt with worse.
Yeah, I mean, you should know this by now, Moonbrita.
We have a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you.
I have my voice.
Like we didn't just talk to her.
I believe the two of you have met.
We have. I had hoped to speak with Commander Leveilleur as well, but I cannot afford to wait any longer. The Lord Commander sent me hither to request your aid in a matter of grave import.
You see now why I had Tataru summon you.
Now that we're all assembled, perhaps you would be good enough to elaborate on the nature of the matter which brought you to us.
The Observatorium's astrologians have sounded the alarm. Last night, the Dragonstar burned with an intensity not seen in 15 summers. Not since the Dravanians engaged the Empire in the Battle of Silvertear Skies.
The northern sky doth burn full bright upon the Wormlord's call. The red behemoth beckoneth, and flame consumeth all.
The old Curthan rhyme, aye. The brightening of the Dragonstar is said to accompany the roar of a great worm. The astrologians believe that it was Midgard Soma himself who cried out on this occasion.
After an absence of centuries, the King of Kings did return to lead his kind against the might of Garlemald, only to fall in his duel with the Agrius, proud flagship of the Garlean fleet. Devoid of life, his corpse remaineth entwined about the Magitech monstrosity even unto this day.
Urianger has the right of it. Whatever this alteration in the Dragonstar portends, the Great Worm has shown no sign of life. Tataru, have the Domans reported aught out of the ordinary?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if Midgard Soma had roared, wouldn't we have heard it here in Revenant's Toll?
Roar is but a figure of speech. Dravanians can communicate in ways beyond our ken. It is for this very reason that we are forced to look for signs in the heavens. We cannot say with any confidence that a great worm roared at all, much less that it was Midgard Soma. Only by directly examining the Keeper of the Lake can we be certain. However, it will take too long to gain the Holy See's approval to dispatch the Temple Knights. Therefore, Sir Emric would entrust this task to you. Do you accept? We knew you would not disappoint us. Now, if you would excuse me, I must return and assist the Lord Commander. We have precious little time to prepare.
To prepare for what, pray tell?
When a great worm roars, his brethren cannot choose but answer. We prepare for battle.
And so, we shall go to war.
That's your scar.
Forgive me, I have lost my voice. If I state aught which you already know, but I would ensure that you understand the nature of your destination. As Urianger vaguely stated, what we now call the Keeper of the Lake is the wreckage of the Agrius, former flagship of the Imperial Fleet, and the corpse of the worm responsible for its destruction. 15 years ago, as the next step in his campaign to subjugate Eorzea, Gaius van Belzar attempted to seize control of Mordona. So massive was his force that all thought his victory a foregone conclusion.
Only Gaius would be like, you see that big giant dragon in the lake? I'm gonna fight it.
But an unlikely ally came to Eorzea's aid that day. Midgard Solmor, legendary guardian of Silvertear Falls, burst forth from beneath the waters of the lake and led a host of dragons against the Garlean airships overhead. In what would later become known as the Battle of Silvertear Skies, the Greater Worm felled countless airships before engaging the Agrius.
Dragons are like, I'll fight a bitch. I'll fight Ishgard, I'll fight Garlemald,
Dragon tails. In the ensuing struggle, the flagship's cerulean engines failed, and it tumbled into the lake below. Yet this victory came at a great cost, for the explosion which followed claimed the life of the Great Worm as well. That same explosion transformed Silvertear Falls into the desolate wasteland it is today, draining the lake of its waters and crystallizing ether from malms around. Yet, a remnant of the lake remains, and at its center is a constant reminder of that fateful day long ago. In accordance with Sir Amarix's wishes, our Doman allies have been standing watch over the Keeper of the Lake. It would be wise to speak with them before investigating the wreckage yourself. Be careful, my friends. We know not what dangers await you within. Now then, let us not neglect our own task. There is much to be done, and precious little time to do it. So everyone get out of my office. I gotta figure out this soap cheese thing.
She's still on it. It's like, airship.
Midgardsmer was once worshipped as the guardian deity of Silvertear Falls, yet there he has lain for 15 years.
Nobody dares clean up that mess. It is massive, so...
What up, Lucia?
Before I depart, I must need to speak with the antecedent in private. If you would be so kind.
Oh. Ooh.
Girl talk.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh. I support that.
Lucy is like, I do not waggle your eyebrows at me.
Oh good, no one's moved. Alright, well, bye everyone.
Alright, so we gotta go look at an airship.
With a mangled body all over it.
It's the Agrius is out in the middle of the ocean with Midgardsormr's dead body tangled around it like a serpent, and it's just been laying out there decaying for 15 years.
And we moved to it. And we moved next to it. All we had was a nice little beach. We had a Lolorito statue. We were fine.
The Lolorito statue wasn't great. But it's like, yeah, look at the view here. There's a decaying dragon corpse out in the middle of the ocean. Not the ocean, the lake. It's wonderful. That's when the sky isn't glowing purple every day.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of the air.
Speaking of it.
The weather is gasoline today.
Ignored the fat chocobo in the sky, but that's where we're heading, to that little area right there.
Yeah, we just get to see the silhouette right now. If it was clear, you can sometimes make out details, but for the most part, we just get to see the foreboding outline.
Hello, Doman Watch. Oh, a cutscene.
Whoa.
You're in luck, sir. Oh, or you wanted to? You can do it.
You're in luck, miss, sir, whoever. I was about to send word to Revan's told about the Garleans. Yeah, there's some freaking Garleans here. Do you think they've still been on that ship for 15 years? What have they been eating? Anyways, of late, I've seen small airships. Likely from Castrom's Sentry, come and go from the Keeper of the Lake. Though I cannot say for certain at this distance, I believe they may be salvaging something from the wreckage. Castrom's supply line's been cut for some time, and I'd wager they're desperately in need of spare parts and other equipment.
Herbadurbin.
What's that? Cheese and soap? Don't know anything about that. Anyways, it's true then? The Ishgardians honestly fear the worm might actually rise again? I mean, that's a pretty dead body out there. You see through all this gasoline here?
Actually, that sets the mood nicely, to be honest. That makes it kind of creepy.
Well, from here it seems rather unlikely, but if it's assurances they want, you have no choice but to inspect the corpse in its entirety. Get up there and crawl around on top of it. Easier said than done, though, given that the creature which inhabited the wreckage and the aforementioned Garleans who won't take kindly to your presence. But, I don't know, you kick Garlean ass, don't you? They're sure to fire upon an airship, so I'd advise a more stealthy approach. Let's take this boat and a few of your comrades to the base of the Agrius, and then you can climb to the top. You know, not a whole lot of work for you, I'm sure. That's the only viable approach. Yep, definitely so. I can only take 4 of you.
Alright. The Keeper of the Lake. 15 years ago, in the skies above Silvertear Falls, the invading force of the 14th Legion were set upon by a host of dragons. Leading the charge was Midgardsormr, legendary king of dragon tales, who engaged the Garlean flagship, the Agrius, in battle on the PBS station. In the end, both Midgardsormr and his foe fell to the earth, and their tangled remains stand as a memorial to that day. A ruined airship and the charred corpse of the worm lord who brought it low, forever devoid of life. We're gonna go up that thing.
You know, I like that Midgardsormr lived for literally like aeons, only to be taken down by a Garlean airship. This dragon is butts old.
When they get older, they get more flammable.
He was here before there was even a full atmosphere.
Whispers, it's free real estate.
He's been on Hydaelyn since before any of us even crawled out of the primordial muck. I don't even know if there was even tadpoles in existence when he arrived here. That's how old he is. And he got taken down by Gaius Van Belsar's dingy little airship.
Kind of makes me wonder, though, like, if he did a roar then this whole time was, instead of being dead, was he, like, slumbering? Was he only mostly dead?
See, when you got something that's as powerful as Midgardsormr, you can't really fully kill it, so... I just like, his body has perished. That's for sure. I mean, we're seeing the evidence of it here. There's the dead dragon corpse. It's just kind of like, maybe he did just get so old. Like, maybe he's like older than Grandpa now.
No.
I don't know. Dragons are like lobsters. We don't really know what the actual extent of their lifespan is because not one of them has really died of old age, have they? They've only
died to war.
Yeah. But lobsters,
well, I guess the only one that
I
guess the one that technically died was Bahamut, like actual Bahamut, because he died to the Alligans. Well, no, he died.
Yeah, he died to war.
He died to the Alligans, and then they prayed for him.
Yeah.
And then he became a primal at that point.
Yeah, like Bahamut's dead. The only thing that's left of him is the idea of him.
You don't like me. You just like the idea of me.
Yeah. Because they established that the Bahamut we've seen as a primal is just a made-up thing in the dragons' minds. The dragons who are worshipping him. So it's just the memory and the idea of Bahamut. Well, that's what all primals are. They're just the idea. But, Midgardsormr, though, he's the original dragon. He's the dragon who fathered all the other dragons. So he was the first dragon to ever arrive in Hydaelyn before we even had water or crap. And, he's like the first resident, I guess. He's the first resident of Hydaelyn. First one who ever paid rent to Hydaelyn herself.
It's free real estate.
Yeah, so the legend goes, the Guardsimer came to Hydaelyn. He had his eggs. They hadn't hatched yet. He was trying to be a good single father and find a place for his eggs to hatch. And so he came to Hydaelyn, and she's like, okay, you can settle down here, but you gotta watch over this lake for me.
What's in the lake? What's in the lake?
We still to this day don't know what's so important about this lake, you know?
Well, you know
Actually,
what's funny is, like, what Minfilia said was, when the ship crashed down with Midgardsimer, it blew up the lake, yet for some reason, where Midgardsimer remains, part of the lake still exists. And it's like, because if this ship was the massive ship the Garleans ever made, and they also had a huge dragon around it and it exploded like crazy, the lake probably would have boiled and been gone. So the fact that the lake is still there is kind of a mystery to me.
I don't know, like, I think it just... Honestly, like, well, this is the reason why we have gasoline in the air, is because of the airship explosion, but,
Good old
I don't think it would have been
gasoline.
enough to, like, evaporate the water that much. Like, I'm pretty sure it made, like, a huge impact in there, but... You can see the sun through the gasoline fog. Let me get closer to, you can see a little bit more detail.
Let's get up there.
And so the Agrius was a big giant, like, Zeppelin-style warship. Guy is just tooting along. He's like, I'm going to invade Eorzea. This is like his first... It's his first plan. It's plan A to invade Eorzea. And Midgardsimer comes out of the lake like, I know I smell a bitch. There's actually that whole cutscene, I think it was in the Rubberboard storyline. It's fully CGI cutscene of Gaius like, I remember when I flew the Agrius, and then it just exploded because a big giant dragon. The balls of Gaius Van Balthar, though.
R.I.P. F in the chat for Gaius.
May he forever be not missed.
May he forever make a long ass speech in heaven.
Nice shot of the dragon corpse.
Nice shot of Magitech.
Mordona, keeper of the lake.
Is that a naked cat guy?
There's always a naked cat guy. It's the Final Fantasy experience. Honestly, I support you. I support you. All of you naked Makotes out there. You just keep doing your thing. What is my level 50 rotation when it comes to AoE?
Fire.
It's so hard to be a black mage and not have Enochian. How am I supposed to cast spells? So I'm guessing all these Garlean bits were built after, as these Garleans have been trying to get the fuel and stuff. Because now that I think about it, the Magitech and stuff inside there, the ship is on its side. It wouldn't have been built like that.
True.
these parts are the destroyed ship bit. But inside there's stuff. Man, how long have the Domans been watching the Garlands? Like, yeah, they've been flying in and out, just getting some crap because, you know, you destroyed Catherine Sentry, so...
Like, that's probably no big deal. The Scions got a lot on their minds right now.
Yeah, they got, like, Wilred's promotion, and... Alfino into a crayon.
Wilred's sad that Alfino took all his crayons.
Oh, and apparently somebody murdered Goofy. You know.
You know, when we put it like that, a Realmer Born was really weird.
Huh. Yeah, this part... So the ship is on its side right now, so... Oh, this doesn't look destroyed or anything. Yeah, so the Guardians came in here and they're like, alright, we're gonna build this big circular platform. And, we're gonna give this bird a gun?
Okay, no, that just said it. A Realmer Born was weird.
Yeah, this bird is... It's holding a flamethrower right now. Is there any explanation as to why this
You know,
bird...
now that you said that, I never questioned that this whole time.
Yeah, now he has a machine gun. See, look what it's holding right now? It's like a multi-barreled gun.
He's like,
and now
I
he's
kill.
using flamethrower.
I kill? I will avenge all the zoos that you guys have killed.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh, uh-oh.
Oh, stay out of that range. Yeah, we're also going to leave all these ceruleum tanks, even though we could use the fuel. We're just going to leave them laying around so that they can explode in people's faces.
Okay.
Yo.
Oh.
Shoot, 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 shoot. Got way too many barrels going off.
Ooh.
Damn, he's like aiming for him. Okay.
Ooh.
Back in the day, that would have wiped us. It hit a lot harder. Alright, now we're actually seeing Garlands. That first boss? Who knows why he's here?
Well, that's what the call made Guardsman was trying to bring all the dragons to war. The only thing that he was able to call was that one bird. He's like, pick up the gun.
I don't even know. Like, is that bird a dragon? What is it?
It kind of looks like a dragon.
Could be a dragon. So it was just kind of like, I'm gonna pick up this flamethrower I found.
I'm going to end everything.
Alright, so the Garleys even had enough time to build all of this stuff. Like, how long were they in here?
I think I might be in a Kingdom Hearts mood because that alarm kept sounding like Hades from the Coliseum going, feel the heat. Feel the heat. Doesn't it sound like it?
I just hear alarm sounds.
It just sounds like he's saying, feel the heat. Feel the heat.
Why'd they have to bring Colossuses here? And then cage them in weird fields.
Look, they don't have Gaius to support them anymore. They're like, maybe this will.
When Gaius leaves, all the brain cells are gone.
Like, we don't go in the quarters anymore.
They're like, if only we still had Nero around. He's like, Nero's out in Crystal Tower dressed in his hobo gear. He's just like, I am now a researcher. And he just puts on sunglasses. They're like, I hope he's doing well.
That one person's like, who's Nero? The barrier is no more.
Rip to barrier.
And everyone's favorite fight.
A random gunship. I mean, this makes sense that it's here, but it's like, this is gunship damage. Once again for this dungeon, they're like, let's put a flamethrower in it. This will be the flamethrower dungeon. I hate this fight because all it does is move around.
And then you get the stupid Garlean. Meanwhile, this thing decides to do that.
I've got a good pizza slice to stand on.
You know.
They're like, oh shit, it's the Warrior of Light, bring in the guns.
He's weak to fire! We all know the Warrior of Light is a grass-type Pokemon.
CIO over here spitting fireballs like, oh yeah, definitely grass-type.
You're grass and fire.
Grass and fire. Did they ever make one of those?
I don't know. I kind of hope they did. Uh-oh. I might burn everything inside. There we go.
No, you actually got it on the edge. I haven't been able to aim that thing very well since the fight started. Okay, I think I got this. Yeah, see? You got like the middle part open. Gotta bait it. Bait the flamethrower. The flame puddles. Oh my gosh, just stop! Just die already.
I haven't seen that hat in a while.
Not really.
Ooh, the Keeper's Spine. You move to the Agrius Stern. Matchtech Gunship launches a surprise assault! There are dragons up here!
There's tiny little dragons on top of the dragon body we're on now.
We are literally on Midgard Simmer now. All that wrinkly stuff, that's him?
He's very wrinkly.
Ew.
Maybe he was old.
Maybe he was old.
I don't know. If dragons live forever, how old are they? Like, what is considered old in dragon?
Oh god.
'Cause, you know, apparently Bahamut was like, it is prime, you know? Bahamut was about a millennia old? I don't know. Bahamut died a long time ago, too.
Yeah.
Stop shooting at us. Stop shooting, we're on a ladder. All I want to do is cast Flare. I will not have enough time for it.
Random 2 dragon corpses, okay.
They look fresh.
Who treadeth now upon my bones, and waketh me from slumber sweet?
Oh. Those are angry eyes.
He's like, I'm trying to rest in my grave here.
Thou hast forgotten the face of thy Lord. Remember, mortal, and fear me.
Okay, we're fighting Midgardsormr.
I don't remember, you know, accepting you as my lord. Lord and Savior Midgardsormr.
Okay, well, this got weird.
I remember this one was mostly well known for lots and lots of AoEs going on at once. Healing this was always hard back in the day.
I believe it.
I think mostly it was before they had the changes to the AoE markers. They were very faint compared to what we have now today. And so a lot of people would get hit by those AoEs because they couldn't see. So unsure why that little thing comes down to be like, hey, here's a protective bubble that will protect you against ghost dragon fire. It's like, it's just a thing, we're not gonna question it.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Yeah. I like that he has the power to resurrect dead dragon bodies. But only for this part. He just doesn't do it again. Ah, crap, this thing. I hate this. Oh, there's so many AoEs. Alright.
Oh my god. Stop!
Yeah, like I said, this is a fight where everybody's like AoE central. You know, just get hit by everything. There's some Rhyme Reef. Oh, flip flop. Ah. Yeah, it's pretty much that same thing with like the boss. And it's like, I have a little dinglehopper. You want to do anything about it?
Oh! Oh man, it stopped me. It jumped me. I'm heavy. I'm heavy. Oh god.
Was it worth it?
Yes.
Oh.
Hey, Midgardsormr dies again.
we killed Midgardsormr again.
And I am inside the treasure chest. Okay.
The real treasure was the friendships we found.
And the people we've murdered along the way.
All those dead bodies leading up to this dead dragon corpse.
By her moment's reprieve. Speak, mortal, and I shall listen. Guided by a star. My people have heard the song. Ishgard shall burn. Sons must answer for their father's misdeeds. We do not forget. We do not forgive. Seven children did I sire. One now singeth of retribution. I rise to join in the chorus. Thou art powerless to silence us, mortal. Yet thou shalt not live to labor in vain. Thy reprieve is at an end. Trickery is thy shield. This frail, ignoble creature is not gifted, but chosen. Hearken to me, Hydaelyn. I remember, and I consent. Fear not, mortal. I shall not harm thee.
That's totally not harming.
That's the opposite of not harming. Look at all my pretty little crystals. Look at how they sparkle. How they shine. How they go around in a nice, creepy, glowy black form around them. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Oh. Hey, I did Garuda for that one.
Well, this is why we can't have nice things.
Well, there goes the Seal of Orichalcos. Mommy? Oh.
Mayhap thou thinkest me an oath breaker. Thou art mistaken. If thou comest to harm, it shall be by another's hand, not mine. I did but strip thee of thy mistress's feeble blessing. Thou didst profit much by her grace, but no more.
Now I'm tiny.
The covenant binds me to thee.
So now you're a baby?
Baby dragon.
I shall watch, listen, and wait. Fight and struggle, if it be thy will. Man hath ever coveted that which lieth beyond his grasp. I drink of her body, and thence doth mine own find new life. When it hath grown whole, the loyal and penitent shall rejoice. The dragon song heraldeth our beginning and an end.
Great, now I'm gonna have this dragon thing with me now.
Now I have a baby dragon, no Heidelin blessing. Did Garthmer say he's drinking Heidelin?
Yeah, is that what the lake is? Is it just Heidelin? Is Heidelin there under the sea? You may summon Midgardsmer by selecting the corresponding. Oh, great.
They're like, hey, here's a pocket Midgardsmer for your troubles. And you're just shoving him into your bag, like, just get down.
You're like, thanks. Oh, where is
I'm
he?
just gonna carry around the father of all dragons in my backpack.
Oh, where is Midgardsmer? There he is. You know what? We'll just have him around.
Everybody's gonna be like, nice new thing you got. Wonder who that is. Oh wow, I was beginning to fear the worst. Were those explosions? Yeah, that tends to happen. But you shouldn't waste time talking to me. Alfino left a message stating that you were to return to the Rising Stones at once. I guess he's the boss of you, so you gotta go.
Well, we are no longer protected by Heidelin.
He broke every single connection we had to her, and we worked hard for those freaking crystals.
We did Ifrit normal.
We did Ifrit normal, like, we deserved those.
We deserved that.
Yeah.
Also, an Ascian died for one of those.
Yeah, now that I think about it.
Oh, now I can't load.
No. It's peak hours time now.
Damn it, Midgardsmer. This is your fault.
Midgardsmer's like, I've been drinking that Heidelin juice, so now I can come back as a ghost and also a tiny dragon. Don't think about it, I just can do these
Don't
things,
question
okay?
it, just go along with it.
You know, I'm willing to, the whole ghostly dragon thing, pretty cool. A tiny baby dragon in your backpack?
I mean,
I
we did put a Rogan in our pocket once.
We did, actually, so it's very feasible for the Warrior of Light to do this. And I guess if he were any bigger, everybody'd be like, what you got there? You're like, oh, it's just Midgardsmer, you know?
Hey, Lucia, what's up?
He's like, nice new mammoth, whatever. Is that a doll? Anyways. Have you spoken with Commander Levieur yet? He's been pacing again. It's kind of annoying.
Alright, well, let's go to Alvino, I guess.
Midfilia's like, oh god, he's been driving me nuts.
She said, I told you! I had my blessing! Go stay in Ul'dah! Get out of here. Oh, not only did Minfilia have to deal with Alfino, she also had to deal with Urianger.
Urianger was called in to babysit. Oops.
Whatever,
Oops.
Urianger.
I clicked on Alfino instead of Urianger, so I have no choice but to go forward.
Okay. Truth interpret as truth transform. Today's heroes may yet become tomorrow's gods or something else. Urianger, did you know what just happened to me?
He's like, nice dragon. Did you hatch it yourself?
Minfilia. Ah, welcome home, Zia and Larks. You look a little different. Alfino was worried sick about you two. Why don't you go and set his mind at ease? And I mean now.
Please make him shut up.
Okay, Alfino.
Oh, praise the 12 that you were hale and whole. I came as soon as Minfilia informed me of Sir Amaric's request. I'm the only one who should ask favors of you. You have completed your investigation of the Keeper of the Lake, I take it. Then I would hear your report. You conversed with Midgardsormr. I swear, were it anyone else to make such a claim, I would regard it with considerable skepticism.
Are we to understand that the Worm Lord did not perish, and has in sooth lain dormant these past 15 years?
Less a resurrection and more of a rejuvenation for he who dwelleth in eternity, years passing as moments. Though his words were ambiguous at times, one statement left little room for interpretations. My people have heard the song, Ishgard shall burn. Well, I guess that's the end for Ishgard, then. Clearly, an attack is imminent. We shall share this information with Sir Amaric immediately. You do have his phone number still. I heard he gave that to you. However, we dare not divulge your conversation with Midgardsormr in its entirety. I feel like it might confuse their little brains. To even acknowledge that you heard the voice of a Dravanian is grave but a necessary risk. Lest we forget, men have been executed as heretics for declaring as such. For your own protection, and for the sake of our tenuous relations with Ishgard, the truth cannot leave this room. As for how we shall present our revelation to Sir Amaric's emissary, you may leave that to me. Pray remain here for now. I'm going to show her my crayon drawings. Distract her a little bit.
Is there something you are not telling us, Larks and Zia? You seem different somehow. 'Tis almost as if you're missing something. Something important.
I forgot to put on underwear today.
Dragon fucked me and 12 for Fend. Midgardsormr fucked you? And he stripped you of the blessing of light? Are you alright? Like, do you want the soap?
So you guys like, actually that's the cheese.
Is this the cheese? I've been rubbing myself with this whole time? I mean, I would make that face too. Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm a little bit thirsty, you know.
Oh, I see. Well, it was a relief to hear that you are otherwise unharmed. Yeah, I'm still kind of freaking out. It beggars belief that any being could possess the power to deprive you of her blessing. Midgardsormr made mention of a covenant, did he not?
Apparently he made a new deal.
Deal or no deal? One of the ancient myths regarding Silvertear Falls states that when the waters came into existence, so too did the Great Worm. Altic and Nymea, brother Time and sister Fate, decreed that Midgardsormr ever watched over the source, from which all water and magic was said to flow. I wonder, What if this was the covenant of which he spoke, and 'twas not the gods with whom he treated, but Heidelin herself? Well, if he is watching over you as he claimed, mayhap you'll have an opportunity to ask.
Midgardsormr's like, it's now time for you to spend time with Dad. No, Mom, we're divorcing Mom. Now it's time for Dad.
Let us keep this matter of the divorce to ourselves. I do not wish to burden our friends needlessly. Plus, I like to know things more than they do. It's kind of like my little secret thing.
Don't tell Alfino. He already knows too much. Oh, he's just gonna pop up after everybody leaves.
Art thou a pawn, or master of thy fate? What hast thou wrought by thine own hands, mortal?
Hey, I made all this cheese and soap, okay?
By God, what is that stench? I'm getting out of here. Oh.
Wow, he literally... Dad sucks. Dad's just like, so what have you done?
I'm gonna
really?
tell you bad things.
My friend, I can scarce believe it. You confronted the Worm Lord and lived to tell the tale.
You know, I want to know what Alfino's version of the story is that he told Lucia.
She used it with crayons.
Was it true that you glowed blue and shot through the sky?
Does our soul cause for gladness? Your encounter with the Keeper of the Lake served to confirm our fears. A great worm has roared, and it makes little difference if it was one of the two in Eorzea or any other. The Dravanians are coming.
I am told that Ishgard has magical defenses against Dravanian attack, though I am not privy to their exact nature. Will they be enough to repel a massive force?
Ishgard has weathered countless assaults over centuries. This will be no different. And now that you have confirmed the threat, none can ignore the Lord Commander's calls for the wards to be strengthened. I dare not presume to speak for him, but I expect the Lord Commander would sing your praises. I must away, but we shall meet again soon.
Countless assaults weathered, and this will be no different? Why am I not convinced?
Because you're never convinced, Alfino.
He's like, I'm not in charge of this. I'm not convinced.
Alright, well, Alfino.
The Ishgardians have warred with the Dravanians for centuries, nay, nearly 1,000 years. That's a lot of years. In all that time, not once has their enemies breached their defenses and entered the city proper. At least that's what they tell us. They wouldn't lie to us. Yet, regardless of how strong these magical wards may be, I nevertheless fear that the Ishgardians are underestimating the gravity of the situation. I mean, he is the father of all dragons, right? It's not like there's another version of him floating around, huh? Though it was not Midgardsormr that roared, a call to arms by one of the first brood cannot be ignored. Until such time as they choose to request our aid, however, we can do naught but observe the situation at a distance, and pray that our fears are unfounded. I wonder what dragon roared. If it wasn't Midgardsormr,
Then who could it be?
who roared?
Clearly, it was Amric.
Amric. He's like, my stomach.
Amric
I
roared.
was hungry.
He was hungry, and the stars were like, Amric's hungry. But his turn was like, it was a dragon! Oh, Ether on Demand. Alfino has a message from Moon Brita for the Scions. Oh boy.
getting back away from Ishgardian things, we're gonna do this. Ere I forget, I believe Moonbrita has requested a gathering of the Scions. I assume there has been some progress concerning our efforts to combat the Ascians. Pray inform her that our business with the Ishgardians is concluded for the moment. I'm pretty sure they'll be back for more, but I shall be along once I've completed my communications with the Crystal Braves.
Okay.
I also need another juice box. Oh wait, we're not going back to the Solar Ridge cohort. Hori Boulder and Colton have been talking about their love stories to Moonbrita this entire time.
And then the camp got steamy. It was the fireplace was hot, but the tent got hotter.
They've been sharing like all of the tropes. They're like, yeah, we got this this room at an inn, and there was only one bed. And she's like, tell me more.
She's like, ooh. All done with your talk of dragons? Wonderful, because Ascians are next on the menu. Let's head into the solar, shall we? Good! Dragons and Ascians!
It's always something.
You're done with dragons? Good. Let's talk Ascians. Oh, great!
And after that, we're gonna talk about primals.
Hey, Minfilia, are you feeling better? I've summoned everyone to the solar, except the only one that showed up was Moonbrita. But see, Moonbrita has something exciting to share with us, but everyone else seems uninterested.
They're finishing up with brunch, okay? It's Mimosa Thursday.
Oh, there they are.
Like, we just downed our mimosas, now we're coming in.
Now that everything's calmed down a bit, relatively speaking, I mean, I thought it might be a good time to share our progress on the weapon. I believe we're on the verge of a breakthrough.
Well, don't keep us all in suspense.
Just in case anyone's forgotten, let's start by reviewing what we already know. So, an Ascian is an immortal because its soul doesn't return to the ethereal realm when its host is defeated. Instead, it flees to the place that lies between our world and the void. Therefore, the first step to permanently defeating an Ascian is preventing its soul from making this journey. And if you recall, when we last gathered here, I had verified that white auracite has adequate capacity to entrap the beams, albeit only briefly.
Which left the small matter of their extermination.
Aye. To unmake an Ascian soul, one must needs smite it with a concentrated burst, or blade, of purest ether. However, we wanted for both the data and the means to forge such a weapon.
Short of experimenting on an actual Ascian, you see, there's no way to gauge how much ether its soul is made of. As such, we don't know what etheric density our blade needs to have in order for it to work.
So we'll just have to make the densest blade we can and hope for the best. Though that would require a lot of ether. Hang on a minute. Why didn't we think of this before? White auracite can hold an absolute heap of ether, can't it?
Please tell me you're joking. God's sakes, Ida. I feel as though I'm reliving the same scene over and over with you. How many times do you need to be told that white auracite cannot store ether for long periods? Being intangible matter, ether is given to dispersion. Only in its crystallized form is it a stable source of energy. I will test you later on this, so see to it you do not forget.
Right, yes. It's all coming back to me.
So our hopes rest on good old crystals again, do they? While they are certainly reliable, they leave something to be desired in the area of portability.
Indeed.
I am reminded of the quantity of corrupted crystals required to thwart Leviathan, and the extraordinary lengths to which the Lamentsons went to transport them. What if it should prove that a similar quantity was needed to destroy an Ascian's soul? Or still more?
I do not envy the poor sod who has to lug all of that around, on the off chance that an Ascian appears.
That's the very problem we set out to solve. And I reckon we've found the answer. If it isn't practical to lug around the ether we need, we'll just have to draw upon another source. And the only viable source is the land.
If you mean to tap the Great River of Ether, know that it will entail considerable risk. Meddling with the currents may well induce a surge like to the one which despoiled Mordona.
Give me a bit more credit, will you? Why would we need to tap the river when there are veritable reservoirs jutting out all over the land? Aye, I speak of corrupted crystals. It might be that their aspect is out of balance, but a crystal's a crystal. It contains ether, and we can help ourselves to it.
While corrupted crystals are indeed abundant, there is no guarantee that they will be in close proximity at a crucial moment.
But what if we don't need them to be? What if we could tap their power from afar? A malm away, say? If we could do that, we'd have ready access to ether aplenty in almost every corner of Eorzea. I've yet to put my theories to the proof, but I've got a good feeling about this. If no one has any objections, I'd like to see where this avenue leads.
If you think it worth your while, you have my blessing. But tell us, what are your theories? I, for one, am most eager to understand the process, however vaguely.
I thought you might say that, but no one wants to listen to boring old theories all day, do they? I know I don't. So with your permission, I'd like to try something a bit more hands-on. I've already built an Etheric Siphon especially for this purpose, and I've been meaning to try it out. Thing is, the profusion of corrupted crystals in Mordona makes it something of a high-risk testing ground. If anything goes awry with the siphon, it would be better if it didn't happen within spitting distance of quite so much ether. Ideally, I need an isolated specimen. Does anyone know where I can find one?
May I suggest northern Thanalan? There you will find corrupted crystals of middling size, standing a reasonable distance apart. Ideal for your needs, I should have thought. Oh, and if you do elect to visit the place, I should be much obliged if you would assist me in another matter while you are in the area.
Has something happened?
Movement has been observed at Castrum Meridianum. During Operation Archon, the Alliance dealt the stronghold a heavy blow. Its facilities were extensively damaged, and its garrison reduced to a fraction of its former strength. Not long after our forces withdrew, however, their ranks were replenished by reinforcements from Castrum's sentry. They now seek to rebuild, and to this end they have their sights set upon the ceruleum processing plant. Having lost the Empire's support, the 14th Legion lacks the resources to sustain itself. To them, this is a bid for survival, and they will doubtless fight like desperate men. Though I have dispatched the Crystal Braves, I fear their strength alone may not suffice to stay the Imperial assault. I would request the Scion's aid in the defensive effort.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to inveigle us into fighting your battle with the promise of shiny crystals. Well then, consider me inveigled. I won't lie, the crystals you speak of sound perfect, so the Garleans have to go. Besides, we can't afford to beat about the bush. There's no telling when the Ascians will next appear.
Thine eagerness to hurl thyself into the jaws of danger cometh as little surprise. Exercise due caution, I prithee.
Though you have become a crystal brave, you are yet a scion, Alphino. We could hardly refuse you. Pray, join the Crystal Braves and lend them your support. Thangred and Papalimo shall accompany you. Ida and Yashtola, in the meantime I would have you assist Moonbreeder. Scout out the crystal clusters, that the testing may commence as soon as the Gallian threat has been eliminated.
If it please you, I shall continue mine own experiments on white orosite.
Thank you, Arianger. Everyone, pray see to your preparations and depart as soon as you are able. Go well, and be safe.
Oh, Alf, you know, always making us do stuff we don't want to do.
He always pops up and he's like, I have something for you to do for me.
Though I have little doubt you will prevail against the Empire's forces, I shall pray for your success nonetheless. Our very future may depend upon Mubrida being free to pursue her experiments. Well, everyone's all right here in front of us. Great! That makes it easy. I'll start with Flamine.
Okay, give me a moment. Gotta have a drink of my mimosa first. I'm turning Flamine into an alcoholic. I see that the Scions once more ready themselves for the road. I, too, must make preparations for an absence from the Rising Stones. I'm out to party. So, with these two gentlemen, I think they are gay, so...
We're going to a gay bar. Ah, it seems you have barely arrived before you must once more plunge into the fray. Duty is an unforgiving mistress, eh? Just like Colton it. Though the tasks we tackle are not like to be as realm-shaking, Colton and I must also heed her call.
Hori was most eager to join you on the front lines of battle, but as fate would have it, the antecedent had other plans for our talents.
Oh.
Going on our honeymoon.
Ooh, Tataru and Higiri are in some gossip. What up, Tataru?
For a small organization, we certainly chew through a prodigious amount of foodstuffs. I think it's all the brunches we've been having. Perhaps I should put a lock on the larder door.
Higiri?
We do seem to be running low on provisions. I believe an excursion to the marketplace is in order.
We need more mimosas.
More mimosa stuff.
Actually, no.
Twould seem that the events have once more conspired to rob us of rest and recuperation. And by that I mean you.
Yeah.
Though I would wish it otherwise, I must ask that you head straight away to the processing plant. The Fourth have already deployed into the area and await the arrival of the Scions. Wilrid will brief you on the developing situation. He's been promoted there, have you heard about it? Meanwhile, I must rendezvous with Captain Ilbert at our headquarters in Ul'dah. I shall take command of our forces there with a lighter heart, knowing that you go to support the front lines. I have to admit, the only time I get competent work out of them is when you're there.
Oh. Your duties take you to Northern Thanalan, do they not?
We, too, must say our farewells to the Rising Stones for a time. I believe we just said this to you, but we gotta say it again. Flamine travels to Ul'dah, and we shall serve as her escort. At my daughter's behest, I go to contact an old acquaintance in the Gilded City. We are beset on all sides by civil unrest and imperial machinations, threatened by primals and troubled by dragons. We need all the allies we can muster. Many of my friends hold positions of power, you see, and it is my hope that they can convince and to aid the Scion's cause. If past events have taught us anything, then we know that Eorzea must present a united front, or we shall fall. You could call this before the fall. Anyways, how extraordinary that little Celia is involved in such far-reaching affairs. I am proud that I might now stand at her side, not only as a mother, but also as a colleague.
Aww.
A colleague with influential connections. But I fear that Ul'dah has become a place of danger, even for one so familiar with her streets. Which is why we two gays must team up to protect Mom.
Bah! Woe betide the blackguard that so much as glares in your direction, my lady. Oh. Coltonez!
I can't believe you did that in front of them. His face.
Right in front of their potato salad.
Oh, well. I shall be well protected, it seems. Shall we be on our way, then?
Colton just stands there like, oh, help us.
I like that he waited just to give us a nod. Just one nod.
Just one.
He's like, wait, before I go. Okay, I'm ready now.
I gotta tell you something. Never mind.
That was the last time we ever heard of Colton and Horrible.
Northern Thanalan, where everything is blue and there's a Rogadin with a Moogle cap on. Where is everybody? I forgot I have Midgardsormr. I'm like, what is following me?
Midgardsormr like, art thou prepared for reckoning? He even talks like an old man. Thou feeble blessing. Like, come on, Midgardsormr, hurry it up here. Hey, look, it's Wilred.
It's Wilred. Commander Levior sent word that you'd be coming. A veteran of your talents is most welcome. Not that
I remember when I kicked your ass, kid.
Remember when I summoned Ralger?
Remember?
Oh wait, it never happened. Not that I don't think we can handle the situation, mind you. I can summon a primal anytime I wanna. I've learned a trick or two since that disaster with the Amalja.
The disaster with the Amalja.
Yeah, let's call it that way. But, return to the task at hand, not about my past or anything. The Flames reconnaissance scouts have reported Imperial soldiers assembling at Raban's push. Yeah, Raban has that much of an ego. Such a force is likely interested in only one thing, getting their hands on the resources found here at the processing plant.
Look, I think Raban has a little bit room for bragging because he actually gets shit done.
This is true. The Garleans could begin marching on us at any time. Pray, speak with Lieutenant Estinian, that we might coordinate our counter-strategy.
Estinian? He's already here?
In the meantime, I will inform the others that you have arrived. No doubt it'll be welcome tidings. Bye! I'm glad it shows us walking. Usually we just stand there and stare at our destination.
Like, I'm gonna
Whoa,
get over
and they
there.
teleported us. What kind of Shadowbringers is this?
Oh. They were like, the quest's taking too long. And what's your name? Edelstein?
Edelstein?
Are you Ishgardian?
Alamegan.
Captain Zuya! And who's this fellow over here?
Oh, he calls me Captain Shallow.
Oh, I didn't know you were part of the Immortal Flames.
I'm not, that's weird.
I guess I'm not even a captain, though, with my rank. Anyway. My soldiers yet tell tales of your deeds during Operation Archon. That happened a couple months ago, right? I don't know. Time passes weird. We don't even get the sun out here. It's always nighttime. Would that we could sit a while and reminisce about old times, but I fear more pressing matters require our attention. The civilian draftsmen, as you see, have come across several highly suspicious crates within the boundaries of the processing plant. These crates have eye holes and they keep moving around. I had my sappers take a closer look, and our worst fears were confirmed. These boxes contained powerful explosive devices and eye holes. Devices of Imperial design, no less. By my order, the Flames stationed here are conducting a thorough sweep of the compound as we speak. Though it troubles me that we were unable to apprehend the Imperial spy behind this, I have faith that our men will be able to neutralize the threat for now. In the meantime, our scouts bring troubling news on the latest movements of the Imperial Army. I would once again ask you for your aid.
Okay.
Here's some thanks. And I'm gonna go back to standing with my hands on my hips.
Oh,
that's like
counter-offensive.
It's like, I'm gonna interrupt this conversation, and you can come back to talk to me whenever you're done. Okay.
Lieutenant Elstein wishes to share a report with you concerning the Garlean's movements.
Alright, you're done with your potty break? Anyways, we've been keeping a close eye on that Garlean garrison, and it would seem the Imperial have finally begun to mobilize. According to the reconnaissance report that just came in, the squad seen leaving the castrum are too few in number to effectively take and hold our position. They will likely mount a swift assault and focus on the acquisition of resources. I have, of course, also shared this report with the Crystal Braves. They've decided to take to the field to meet this assault head-on. I've appraised your fellow scions of the situation, and am heartened to know that they will be joining the effort. Pray report to Lieutenant Elaine, and lend her your most welcome strength to the counteroffensive. Now get out of here.
Oh, everyone's all over here. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, Larxene, don't be on top of Paul Limo. I know he's small. Okay, you can be on a lane, that's fine. Well, Membrita. Isn't it a beauty? A lady merchant Reverend Toll simply gave it to me. Said she was investing in the future, or some such. Okay.
Talk about that big giant axe on your back there.
What up, Ida?
Have you ever seen Moon swing her axe? Swipe, slice, cleave. There's really no stopping her.
Yes, Taula.
Now that is an impressive piece of steel.
Oh. That's the first time I feel like Yashola's ever like, wow, I'm impressed. Okay, Thancred. Be it a squad of soldiers or some Magitech monstrosity, I shall allow no foe to harm the lovely Moonbrita. Of course you are. Papolimo. Considering the weapon she wields, I don't believe the lady is in need of additional protection. There you go. She's a woman who needs no man.
Or an axe.
Alright, Wilred. Right then. Time to see if all this training is paid off. Rhalgr, guide my blade! No, don't summon Rhalgr.
No wrong or something. Glad to have you with us, Yaya Barks. As I am sure Lieutenant Eldstein has explained, the Garleans have developed a small force from Castor Meridiana.
Their main column assembles to the north near Dalamud's Talons, but we've also spied several squads attempting to conceal themselves on the approach to the west. Oh, ooh.
I wish you to rush forth and commit to battle with the main column, leaving the detached free force to raid and plant and pillage supplies. Not much of a strategy, but these are desperate men. Captain Ilbert. We're all going to salute for 5 seconds now. Greetings, Scion. I understand the commander bids you and your fellows come lend a hand to the braves. With such mighty heroes at its disposal, the force should have little trouble contending with aught the Garleans might throw at them. But even you cannot be everywhere at once. The Third was getting restless holed up in Ul'dah, so I marched them out here to fill any holes in the plan's defenses and add their numbers to your counterattack. The reinforcements are welcome. We've enough soldiers now to divide our own forces and safely engage the enemy far beyond the walls. It would be best to avoid staging a battle anywhere near this much ceruleum. Let's take this fight to the Garleans.
A wise course indeed. I shudder to think of the consequences should any of these storage tanks be exposed to fire. I like
yeah,
fire.
That was kind of our whole dungeon experience.
If there are no objections, the Scion shall join the Fourth and give battle to this main column.
You're with the Third then, Warrior of Light, and your butler. You will be to intercept these squads hiding out in the west and prevent them from reaching the processing plant.
Okay.
When you are ready to proceed, report to Lieutenant Yu Hase. You know that guy? Should be familiar with him. His scouts should have a rough idea of where the Imperials have concealed themselves by now. I'm gonna go walk away now. Everybody's walking.
Everybody's walking. Bless you.
Thanks.
Where's Yu-Gi-Oh at?
Yu-Gi-Oh! I can hear him now.
It sounds like he's saying it's time to. Sorry, I have a speech impairment.
Oh, the speaker is broken. A pleasure to be fighting at your side once more, Scions. Our operation invariably succeeded when you're around, and victories are wont to pave the road to greater coin. I like money. Now, this detached force we've been sent to eliminate has split into smaller squads, the better to conceal themselves within the terrain hereabouts, I imagine. We'll need to split ourselves up as well to cover more ground, and make sure that we root out all of these would-be raiders. And seeing as you're an army unto yourself, I've assigned you your own areas to scout clean of enemy soldiers. This will be a simple search and destroy. You just nuke them. So yeah, it's like, okay. Alright. I'm very capable of doing that. We'll rendezvous back here when the task is done. Happy hunting, Scions. I'm running. Everybody's running. We're not gonna do the walk. We're not gonna walk here. We're gonna run.
And we're gonna fly!
He's making this a lot. Oh.
Whoa.
I wasn't expecting something so big. Oh, well.
Whoops.
They all died.
Big Gardener, are you proud? Are you proud, Big Gardener?
He's like, no, child.
Oh, now I gotta report to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links!
That's just Orion J playing the game.
Oh, now you guys are on this side.
We ran all the way over here. My legs are short.
We made a circle!
Oh, well, you seem grim. I'll take that to mean that between us, more than a few Garleans won't be making it back to this castrum. These Imperials, though, they certainly made us earn our pay. I'm all about money. Have I mentioned money? I would be a happy man if I never had to tussle with another of those Magitech horrors. It's time we bid this war-torn land farewell. I will contact the 4th, and let Lieutenant Elaine know that the west is now clear. I would appreciate it if you would do the same when you report to Lieutenant Edelstein. Not Estinian, I don't know who that is. He's like, I've never heard of the Azure Dragoon of Ishgard. And they're like, I think that means you haven't heard of him.
That means you heard of him. He's like, look, nope, I played Triple Triad. He was on a card, alright?
He was on a card. They made a card of him, you know? Oh, Captain Zuya. What news of the Garleans?
They're dead!
We killed them. Oh, the raiding parties are no more then. Excellent. Amagina engineers will be most relieved to hear that the plant is no longer in immediate danger. Thank you again for your assistance.
Hooray!
And here is your thanks.
Oh god. An uninvited Asian. Lieutenant Elstein appears concerned for Moonbria's well-being. I am too, considering the picture now.
Oh, you must be anxious for word of your fellows. Lieutenant Elaine has reported a sound victory over in the main column and informs me that the Scions have already turned their attention to other duties. Ah, but one, that is. The Rogan lady with the large axe? That's kinda impressive. It would appear she has chosen to remain at the site of battle. I don't know what task keeps her from returning to civilization, but Northern Danelin is no place to wander alone, even for a capable sort such as her. I would certainly feel better about things if you were to check in on her before you continue on your way.
Sure.
I'm going back to standing with my hands on my hips.
Now, I do believe that quest that we did was, they did soften it because... Yeah, because I remember that they also had Garleans in the cerulean processing plant.
Oh yeah, we had to play hide and seek with them.
Yeah, so it looks like they just threw those in there and they just called it a day.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I remember this part being kind of lengthy.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I won't be a second. The beast seemed peckish, so I gave it a taste of my axe. I know, as Urianger never tires of reminding me. An axe ill becometh the hand of a scholar. What can I say? I like axes. To hear my mother tell it, I came into this world holding one. And it's not as if it stopped me picking up a quill, is it? I often think of the man who introduced me to the joys of learning. He's one of the reasons I decided to come to Eorzea. Him and my excruciatingly stiff childhood friend. Considering how unalike we are, it's a wonder we ever got on. The world's a strange old place, isn't it? Aye, that ought to do it. So far, so good. At these concentrations, it shouldn't matter too much if something goes awry. Just enough ether to make it interesting. Did you see that? The way the crystal glowed? The siphon works, I'm happy to say. With a few refinements, it should satisfy our appetite for ether, which just leaves the small matter of forging our blade. I'm not sure how to go about it just yet, but I swear to find a way. I'll put a blade in your hands if it's the last thing I do.
He senses me. A useful talent.
An Ascian. Are they onto us?
By your brand, I see you are an Archon of Sharlayan. Keeper of knowledge. Seeker of truth. Meddler.
I don't know what the hell's you're saying, but I don't much like your tone.
Your instincts serve you well. But come, be not unsettled on my account. That lovely brow was not made for frowns. But I waste my breath. Let me direct my words to one who understands them. We meet at last, warrior of light. I am Nabriales. And you have long been a thorn in my side. I suffered the overweening presence of La Habrea that men might host the power of gods, only for you to undo my hard work.
Oh, bugger.
Do settle down. You must concede that I acted in self-defense. But what's this? I do not sense the blessing of light. Oh dear. Could it be that frail Hydaelyn has forgotten her champion? This I did not foresee. Shorn of light as you are no longer a threat. And better yet, the seal is broken. Now is the time to claim the staff. With it in my grasp, I shall rise above them all and take my place at Lord Zodiac's right hand.
What did that bastard want with us? Nabriales, he calls himself. With charm like that, I'll bet he has maidens falling at his feet. Unconscious. But this staff... You say just talking about it had the bastard grinning like a brat on his name day. Must be quite a staff. Oh, gods. He means Tupsimati, Master Louis Soir's staff. Minfilia's in danger. We have to get back to the Rising Stones.
Oh, shit. We gotta go save Minfilia.
If I can remember the teleport. Mordona.
If I'm right, and the Ascians after Tupsimati, then we must make all haste back to the Rising Stone. Minfilia must be warned.
Cia's already leaving. She's like, oh.
She's like, I'm talking to no one.
You said with all haste. We go in there and they're all just having the third brunch. And we're like, hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's going
they're
on?
like, did anybody come by? They're like, no. Oh yeah, everybody left, I forgot.
Yeah, everyone left and left Minfilia alone. Because, you know. Oh, you're here. Master Louis's staff is kept in the solar, isn't it? Quickly now.
Oh, they already took it. Too late.
Oh, Minfilia has it.
Oh, Minfilia stole it.
Minfilia stole it from herself.
So, you were able to divine my intent. What now, warrior of light? Ah, but that name is no longer fitting. You have become decidedly dull, and quite incapable of barring my entry.
What do you mean?
You truly do not know? Then I suppose it is only right that I enlighten you. The blessing of light kept you and your fellow meddlers safe. It was that which prevented my kind from entering your domain. My kind, I say, though it had no power over the likes of Elidibus and La Habrea. Being of this world, they could come and go as they please, while I could only look on. But I need look no longer. Now that the seal is gone, I mean to act. Unlike the others, I am not given to waiting. I shall take that staff and bring about the next rejoining.
Rejoining? Then it was your doing. The Isle of Val, the scholars, all of it.
Oh shit.
You will not harm her!
Oh.
Moonbreeder!
Why must you insist on forcing my hand? Did you learn nothing from our last meeting? Ah, but I forget. My words fall upon deaf ears.
The staff is but a broken relic, a memorial to the departed. What possible use could you have for it?
What use? You mean to say that all this time you kept the key, never knowing what it was you possessed? The staff Tupsimati, or rather the stone tablet it bears, is host to a great power. Together with the horn, it can be used to draw vast quantities of ether from its bearer's surroundings. How else do you think Louis Soir was able to invoke the power of the 12 without making them an offering of crystals? Summoning requires not only prayer, but a profusion of ether. Even a child knows that.
If I did not know before, you may be certain I do now. But above all, I know that we cannot allow this staff to fall into your hands. I will die before I let you take it.
Insufferable woman. I would happily end your miserable life here and now. Alas, Elidibus would never let me hear the end of it. Very well. If you will not part with the staff, I will take you too.
Come again. You're going to do what to her? Oh. Oh shit.
After them! Quickly! Before the rift closes!
Did he just Kingdom Hearts? So we'll get the Axe Lady of Phoenix down. Throw the Swell Dragon at him. Can we do some first aid on Mona? No, we're just gonna leave Moonbrita on the floor.
It's no different from normal Tuesdays when she's passed out from mimosas, so, you know.
Oh god, okay. Alright, the Chrysalis. A ruthless Ascian known as Nabrialis has intruded upon the sanctum of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Spearing away both Minfilia and the powerful relic she refused to yield. Pursue the Paragon through the Dimensional Rift and prize Minfilia and Tube Samadhi from his tenebrous grasp. No, I don't want to do Cape Westwind. There we go.
Cape Westwind.
Oh boy. So, there's something I kind of want to say, because this is the part where I get a lot of upset with people. A lot of people in that scene with Minfilia get really pissed off because she can't fight back because she doesn't know how to fight. So they call her, and she gets kidnapped. And so they just call her Princess Peach, and that, you know, your princess, this is another castle kind of thing. And it kind of irks me a bit because Minfilia is not a fighter. She's not doing that. She's mostly a scholar. And, you know, it's because she's a woman, and she's, you know, in a very sex...
She's in a woman.
She is in a woman. She's a woman, and she's in, you know, a revealing outfit that, you know, she's weak, and she's all this, when she is kind of shown multiple times that, you know, she's pretty strong. You know, you have that scene with Livia, you know, abusing the crap out of her and kicking her until, like, she's, like, bleeding out. You know, she's all this, yet she's still considered weak, but she never gave up any secrets. So it really frustrates me, because I feel like if this was the other way around, you know, because, you know, Thancred...
If this was Thancred once again getting captured by an Ascian.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. And not only that, but Tataru, Urianger, Papalymo, they were all kidnapped with Minfilia, but unfortunately, since Minfilia is known as the leader, she's the one that gets tossed aside by people and called that she's weak and useless and all this shit.
No, it's just a lot of people kind of not paying attention to the story, or just kind of like, you know, glossing over things. But, I mean, her outfit's not even that revealing compared to, like, other designs we've come across.
Uh-huh.
But it's just kind of... I don't know. The thing is that if we're looking at this through strictly storytelling, somebody's got to get captured here. We got to up the stakes. We got to make everything dramatic right now, or else the story's going to get boring, you know? And, so Minfilia getting kidnapped, I mean, first of all, they're kidnapping her because she's the leader. She's important. So, mostly it's that she's not going to give up to Tsunade. I don't think Nabrialis even cares. But I don't know. I feel like back in the day people had less appreciation for Minfilia, but I think it's no longer the case anymore.
This is true.
Because I'll be honest, my opinions of most of the Scions in Realm Reborn, like not knowing anything else about what was going to happen story-wise, I thought the majority of them were kind of boring. There wasn't really much to say about that. And I remember everybody being in love with Thancred, and I was like, he's cool and all, but he's kind of just sitting there in the background, kind of being the butt of a joke.
Yeah.
But later on, I'm like, oh yeah, Thancred's really awesome. I like him. You know, like...
I think what it comes to from a Realm Reborn, you know, since they were trying to recover after 1.0, it's just writing.
Well, there was a lot to cover in Realm Reborn. Just so much information needed to be established because it's the very beginning of everything. You need to teach everybody what's going on with the story plot. And it's kind of... Realm Reborn's needed because if you don't have, you know, a lot of the background, you can't really understand or really fully appreciate the really juicy bits later on. But... I don't know, I've come to really appreciate Realm Reborn's writing because going back and looking at it, a lot of stuff makes sense later on.
Yeah, after seeing all the expansions that come back to us, it's like, you know what? Realm Reborn has a lot more credit. It literally set the foundation, and what they said in Realm Reborn, they kept true all the way till now.
Mm-hmm. Well, also, I'm a person who really likes kind of some longer, drawn-out stories and stuff like that. So, when you get to watch these characters develop over time, it's kind of really rewarding as you watch some of these characters go from that's the guy who reads books all day long and kind of just is a loner who hangs out, Urianger, to, you know, somebody who's really, really a part of a team. I think a lot of parts of Realm Reborn that we keep joking about is that the Scions are kind of seen lounging about at the Rising Stones and everything, but we don't often get to see them do anything. Like that last quest we just picked up, they were there at Northern Thanalan with us, and we saw them briefly, and then they did something off screen. So, guess they beat up some Garleans the similar way we did, but then they don't even meet back up with us. They just they're like, okay, everybody, let's go to Denny's, and they just... they leave you, and so they're not around for this part.
And the fact that they left Minfilia all alone. You know, anyone could have just waltzed in, and she has no way to protect herself, and everyone's like, well, Herpeter.
Well, they were all under the assumption, just like we were, that we still had the protective barriers up. We didn't have the realization until now that the blessings of Hydaelyn was keeping all of the, I guess, extraneous
Maybe the whole, like, maybe we should keep this to ourselves was the not right idea. Maybe we should have told them about the dragon.
Yeah, because they have no idea that we've lost the Blessing of Light, and even Minfilian Warrior of Light, knowing that information, didn't understand. They're like, oh, so I guess any Ascian can just walk in here? Oops.
Oops.
Like... Also, Midgardsormr, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know, right?
This is all your fault.
See, that's the thing I'm really trying to figure out now, is just like, why did you strip the blessing? To make us learn something? I'm learning now. My boss is in the freaking current right now. Like...
She's in the Shadow Realm.
She's freaking in the oh, speaking of the Shadow Realm, it just popped up.
The Chrysalids. Yeah, so this part of the story, though, gets pretty interesting. This is when stuff starts to get real, and you're like, oh no, the stakes are being risen. Stakes are risen. Alright, so we get teleported here. It's purpley. It's convenient that he left a nice portal for us. I guess Moonbrita was half that reason, so...
Oh god.
Sacrifice!
Oh god, that is disturbing. Are you alright, Minfilia? Are you
She's like, this is really putting pressure on my wrists. Oh, gross.
Ew! Ew! Oh, was that necessary? That was
not.
This is a really bad mimosa trip.
The mimosa was laced.
And Philly's like, damn it, I don't even have the cheese. I cannot toy with you as Laha Breya witnessed the terrible might of a true servant of Zodiark.
It's like, this guy is still just an intern. Like, you're not even one of the main Ascians. You're just kind of you run and get the coffee for everybody. You want us to take you seriously? He's small fry. We don't need to deal with small fry.
Guiding powers of ruination from the deepest pits of the abyss, I summon thee. Summon darkness.
Summon darkness.
Gotta eat your red balls before you eat your gray balls. Ooh, that's on the shadow spray. And if you eat him in the wrong order, you get damaged.
Yeah. I get a lot of damage. I think he didn't eat a lot. I don't think he ate any of them. I don't know. He's like, oh, no, out of the balls.
And everyone's like, wow, you ate those fast. Insatiable hunger of the void, devour all light, and return this world to perfect darkness.
Like, wow, you said that line really fast, my dude. You kind of... Can you slow down a little bit so we can read?
Oh, that's called apocalyptic flame. Alright.
It doesn't.
Kind of makes me wonder, is that Zodiac enthralled or something in the background?
I don't know. I thought it was a statue they erected in worship to him. Because this is the Organization 13 room. At least I think it's supposed to be.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But I don't know if that's an effigy that they're like, this is our Lord and Savior Zodiac, or if that's really him inside there. It's kind of tiny.
Yeah, why are we worried about him?
Maybe it's both. Maybe it's an effigy that they're going to use to summon him in there or something.
That does look like his humanoid form.
Do they even have a humanoid form?
Maybe.
All of these balls are red.
Oh, mine summoned a shadow sprite. Ooh.
Damn.
Put shade shift on. Oh. I think I got it. You're not eating balls this time, dude. Can you stop teleporting?
He's like, now I'm over here.
Oh, no. Ooh.
Okay, they interrupted themselves.
By Zodiac's name, I command the River of Time, my enemy. Impossible! Has he had power over time itself? Son Amphilia. Is he a time mage? You shall wither the merciless embrace. What is this?
Looks like we're in the first.
Ha. Yeah, I got it. I got it. Not today, Satan.
CIA raised only to be thrown back into a portal.
Hooray!
He doesn't even say anything. He's just like, oh, like,
boink.
my chicken nuggets.
She's like, ow, that hurt.
I like that it takes your Warrior of Light a minute to join in on the happiness. They're like, yeah, we did it! And then yours is like, yeah!
Yeah! Hey, Minfilia. My thanks.
She's like, oh, it's just... The floor is nice.
I'm just gonna sit here for a second.
I'm gonna sit here for a minute.
I kinda gone through some BDSM if you hadn't noticed.
And then it's just kind of like, oh, I guess we're back.
You're safe. Thank the 12.
Oh, he's blonde. Of course. You cannot kill a bitch.
Bested me this day, but what of the next? What of all the days to come? Remember, light no longer holds sway here. I may return whensoever I wish, again and again and again. Eventually, you will falter, and the staff will be mine. Until next time, scions.
There will be no next time. This is the end.
This is what you get for touching my cheek.
What trickery is this? No, no, you cannot. No.
Yes.
Now you're gonna be our lamp.
Use Tube Samati to gather ether. Quickly, before he breaks free. Concentrate. Call to mind the time you struck down La Habrea with the Blade of Light. Why won't it work? Is it because we lack the blessing of light?
Damn it. So much ether. And it still isn't enough.
Fools! No mortal prison can contain me! I shall make you pay for your insolence!
Please, Mother Heidelin, hearken to our plea. Lend us your divine light. Why can you not hear us? Do our words no longer reach you?
If only we had a bit more ether.
Moonbreeder, what are you doing?
Master Louisoix, I understand now the choice you made. In death, there is life. Farewell, Urianger. You daft old coot.
Moonbreeder! No! You mustn't!
What? No! It cannot end! I am eternal! I am immortal!
Moonbreeder. She's gone. You did it, my friend. The Ascian is dead.
Oh, Moonbreeder.
This device is a legacy of Moonbreeder's toils and sacrifice. I shall hold on to it for safekeeping.
They came back from Denny's.
Minfilia, we got you drive-through.
They're like, oh, did we miss something?
I am.
Oh, we were surveying northern Thanalan when we received the distress
That was a
call.
lot of time.
Yeah.
We returned as swiftly as we were able.
It seems you have everything in hand, however.
What happened here? Where is Moonbreeder?
She gave her life to temper the Blade of Light. I have no words.
Rather than await the inevitable, she took her fate into her own hands.
Does Urianger know?
My friend, there is something I must tell you.
I heard all, my lady. The moon sinketh, taking her leave of the heavens, yet her passing heraldeth the coming of a new day. Moonbreeder hath fulfilled her destiny, hath she not? Long ago, far across the seas in the Charlayan motherland, Moonbreeder and I did study under the sage tutelage of Master Louis Soir. Full oft did he impress upon us that knowledge existeth to serve the greater good. This sentiment, however, was contrary to the nation's policy of neutrality, which censured intercedence in the affairs of foreign lands. In spite of vehement opposition, he founded the Circle of Knowing, and journeyed hitherto the heart of Eorzea. Through his noble sacrifice was the realm spared its doom. Yet this great soul, whom all should rightly have honored, was branded a pariah in his own land. His peers did accuse him of forsaking his duty as a man of learning, and of meddling in the course of history. When he left Charlayan behind, Master Louis Soir gave no word to signal his intent to Moonbreeder. Close as they were, as master and disciple, she was deeply wounded by the sudden exclusion from his confidence. Above all, however, she was confused. Try as she might, she could ill comprehend her master's motive. The slanders that were heaped upon him after his passing served only to inflame the turmoil within her. For years upon end, she knew not what to believe. Torn as she was twixt the man whom she revered and the man who forsook her and his duty both.
The Louisoix I knew would never forsake his duty, much less one of his own.
This I know full well, my lady. 'Twas not for want of love that Master Louisoix hid his intent. He but desired that Moonbreeder discover her own path, free of the shadow of his influence. Long did I contemplate revealing the truth to her, and long did I hold my peace. After all, was it not Master Louisoix's wish that she come to the truth unaided? I told myself it was, and resolved to let her suffer. Knowingly did I deny my friend the comfort she craved. And now she hath gone to her rest, with doubt still in her heart. Speakest thou in earnest? Did Moonbreeder truly come to understand Master Louisoix's will before the end? The realization hath set her free. She may now find the peace which hath for so long eluded her. Oh, Moonbreeder, my dearest, how I shall miss thee.
Moonbreeder gave her life that we might possess the means to defeat the Ascians. Her sacrifice must not be in vain. Let us continue her work on the Blade of Ether and see it to completion.
My lady, I would mourn Moonbreeder in mine own way. I beg your permission to return to the Waking Sands.
Of course, my friend. Take all the time you require. We shall be here should you have need of us.
Rianche. Play as much Duel Links as you want.
Go back to your Yu-Gi-Oh! We won't disturb you.
Our circle of friends. Alright, Y'shtola, I'm sure you always have something nice to say.
Our list of grievances against the Ascians was already overlong. Must have continued to add to it.
Thancred. Would we had just arrived a few moments sooner. I told Eden not to buy that huge order.
It's like you guys took like 30 minutes.
Yeah. We were in and out of the Ethereal Rift in like minutes, guys. Let's see, Papolimo. She was counting on the theory that a soul's ether burns brightest at the moment of its passing. A scholar until the very end.
So you mean we can't just throw anybody in there? We have to throw somebody who's dying in there?
Jeez. Alright,
who wants to slip their
let's
wrists?
let's like kind of injure Tataru then.
Oh, Tataru! I'd at least, maybe throw Thancred in first.
I would say Papolimo.
You know Thancred's good for it too. He likes to sacrifice himself.
That's true. How are you doing, Ida?
Oh, Moon. I miss you so much already.
Oh. Alright, Minfilia, how are you doing? Yep, that's Papolimo. Yep, that's Thancred and Y'shtola. And that's Ida.
In case you forgot our cast.
Never have I seen Urianger so utterly defeated. No one should be made to suffer such grief.
I mean, I would be too if I lost a Rogan in that hot.
Right. We shall gather in the Sharlayan Manor to celebrate Moonbreeda's life and mourn her passing.
Which is we're gonna get more mimosas.
We're gonna get more mimosas.
Tataru's like, we're all out of money!
In memory of Moonbrita. Oh, the picture! No! Don't give me flowers! Minfilia wishes to gather the scions and honor the fallen Moonbrita. Oh, why do you gotta do this to me? As Moonbrita was a native of Sharlayan, I feel it's only fitting that we gather before the mark of the scholar. Are you familiar with the stone?
No, I never got married.
I'm still waiting on that ring, Minfilia. 'Tis a monument found at Ratherfrost and is sacred to Thaliak, guardian deity of the City of Learning. You might heard this sometimes as we scream out, Thaliak, protect me!
Thaliak, protect me! That's a Sharlayan thing.
There shall we pray for our dear friend's soul, and bid her a peaceful return to the light of the Mother Crystal. Okay. Tankard's good for it.
Look, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
There's like nobody outside. Not even Tataru.
No, everyone's still doing their freaking shopping.
Oh yeah. You're gonna come back with groceries.
Literally, Tataru and Higiri would be like, "We came with lemon scones. Why is there blood everywhere?"
You're like, got some bad news.
Tataru's like, we're gonna get some more lemon scones. We're all gonna need it. Mordona is loading. Damn it, Midgardsimer, you did this to us. Here we go. And now you ride on my shoulders.
Wait, now somebody's died because of you. Like, Jesus, you're like the worst stepdad ever.
Honestly, yeah. It's literally Midgardsimer's fault that happened.
Everything's his fault.
I don't like
he's
him.
also over here like, haha, Ishgard should burn. You're like, okay.
I literally got out of the Rising Stones, and he was literally rested on my shoulders. I'm like, you don't deserve this shoulder.
You.
Oh.
Hey, at least the stars are out. It's not gasoline weather.
True. Oh, and the crystal tower's behind it. Grahatia.
Oh. Grahatia, another one of our lost friends.
And he's still on my shoulders. Get off of me.
Hey, look,
I'm mad at you.
You can see the silhouette of Midgardsimer's, corpse over there, too. It's just...
You can see him there, and then you can see him on my shoulder. Alright. Let us kneel.
Forgive me, Moonbreeder. Had I been quicker or wiser, but I was not, and you paid the price. But you would not suffer us to wallow in our sorrow, would you? You would tell us to pick ourselves up and get on with it. And so we shall. We shall defend this realm and her people to the last.
Life for death, a fair exchange. Other bargains will be struck.
I don't like him.
He's not on our side, and yet he's hanging out with us.
Like, we need to give him a Snickers, because he's cranky when he hasn't woken up in like 15 years.
You go to sleep for 15 years, and this is what you get.
You wake up cranky and you have one of our friends killed.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Dad. You're not getting that Father of the Year cup.
I guess he's just saying, hey, you know what's gonna happen in the future? A lot of bullshit.
Oh, just in time for the gloomy atmosphere to pop up again.
Oh, is it gasoline time?
It's gasoline time. We did that in the right nick of time. Thank you, Weather, for waiting for our ceremony to be done.
At least we got a nice funeral underneath the stars.
For once.
Oh.
And loading.
Let me in!
Oh, and a red chocobo is making out with my chocobo.
Red and blue make purple.
Oh god.
Zia's chocobo. Rising Stones looks pretty barren. Everybody's just kind of sitting around depressed. Holy crap.
Oh jeez. What do you got to say for yourself, Yoshtola, huh?
The Rising Stones feel somehow colder. Moonbrita always carried with her such an abundance of warmth and cheer. Everybody got drunk.
Oh, Thancred, how are you doing? We must find some means of protecting ourselves from Ascian intrusions. There must be a way. Oh, there is. We just gotta get rid of this dragon that's on me.
I think the dragon's our last thing that we can use.
Hi, Ida.
I don't feel much like talking at the moment. If you could just give me some time.
Oh. Yeah. Papalymo, that's a very small chair for you. I loathe to see Ida in such pain, but I have not the words to comfort her. Can you imagine it? I, Papalymo, the one who has elegant comment for every situation, am at a loss for words. Wow. Never seen the day. And all we had to do was have someone die for it.
Yep.
Hey, Minfilia. Oh, Tube Samadhi is still not up on the wall.
She's keeping it somewhere safe.
Though we have said our farewells, the pall of sadness has diminished but little. Forgive me. As antecedent, 'tis my job to be the pillar of strength for all others to lean upon. Yet, I also believe the grief we feel now is precious in its own way, and not to be lightly swept aside. Do you not agree, Larks and Zuya? Here's some thanks. Tis as if a dagger has been thrust into my breast. But 'tis a pain we must learn to bear if we were to forge ahead with our duty. The battles we have fought have taken the lives of so many. Louis Sois, Moonbrita, our fellows at the Waking Sands. Their spirit and dedication to our cause, however, will never be lost as long as we rise to fight once more. I hardly remind you of this, of course, 'Tis for my own benefit that I repeat these words, a reaffirmation of my own chosen path. If I do not rebuild the foundation of my resolve, I am like to collapse in a fit of weeping. My apologies again, Larks, Zuya. There is no other to whom I could display such weakness. You two are my pillar of strength, and I fear I shall need of your steadfast presence in the days to come. Oh. A victory won, a comrade lost. To honor the fallen, the little forge ever on, towards the light of a new day. Oh boy. Well, that was the first part of Before the Fall, and that's just the beginning. There's a lot that's gonna be happening in this story. Well, we lost Moonbrita.
She didn't deserve it.
Nope. Her Dragon Dad deserved it. We should have threw him in it.
There's a point where the writing kind of felt a little bit rushed with everything. I kind of wish that she would have had extended her arc a little bit longer, but...
Yeah, I agree.
Let me just move on.
Yeah. The ending to her still, like, to this day is, like, still one of the few that, to players, that was, like, one of the hardest ones to deal with.
That's because nobody saw it coming at the time. They're like, oh, a new character got introduced, and then it's like 2 patches later. Bye.
Oh, she's dead. Oh, but yeah, that was our end of our stream. So, on that depressing note, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up because it really helps out the series. And if you like the series and you want to support it, please hit that subscribe button and also help ring that notification bell because it'll get notified next time we go streaming. So, next time we are here, we're going to pick up the pieces and try to move on, because most likely either Ishgard or Ul'dah is going to be on fire. Who would you want to bet Ishgard is going to be on fire? But we'll see if it is next time.
I mean, the father of all dragons said so, so...
Ishgard will burn. And then Ul'dah. And then this stream. Wait, what? No!